Welcome back to Sport Exposure Podcast. Today we have a very important guest on the show. As you all may know him as Aaron Rashaad on Instagram. He is a fitness influencer. He is from here, Kickerton High School graduate. We're going to talk about his story. Shawan graduate. Fitness is really his thing. And if y'all are into fitness, social media, I'm sure you've seen him doing some crazy shit up and down your timeline. This is him. So, Aaron, you want to introduce yourself?
Aaron Rashaad,
your business,
aka Early Fitness. I think this is going on year 4. Started at One Life. Now I'm an entrepreneur. Hampton, VA, Kickerton graduate, like you said. And yeah, let's get it.
Ex-football player.
Yeah. Ex. I'm still a football player, but
ooh, yeah. Talk your shit.
Nah, but yeah, Hampton University, Shawan, and yeah.
Well, let's get into it. Sport exposure, as you guys know, we're all about sports stories. We're exposing the things that we wish somebody would have told us. We're exposing our experiences. We're exposing really overcoming adversity. So first and foremost, Sport Exposure's motto is celebrating triumphs, learning from defeats. What comes to mind when you hear that for you personally?
Oh, basically keeping your feet moving when you go through triumphs, when you hit adversity. So for instance, me getting basically kicked out of Hampton.
We jumping right into it.
me getting kicked out of Hampton, right? It was terrible, you know what I mean, mentally. But life didn't stop, you know what I mean? So I had a decision to make, whether to fold and go backwards or to take that adversity and channel it, you know, somewhere positive.
Right. Got you. Okay. So since we jumping right into it, Hampton University.
Yeah.
How'd you end up there? Was that the plan? Was that?
Hell no.
Let's get into it. Let's go there.
Okay, so 2011, Kickerton graduate. I originally committed to Old Dominion on TV. It was like a big thing. It's a big thing.
Yeah, we know National Signing Day is a real big thing.
Right. So did that whole process. My problem was ACT, SAT, GPA correlation.
As it is for most.
So after I signed, you know, the coaches, my recruiting coach at ODU kind of put in my head like, oh, you're good, but we need you to keep taking the ACT and the SAT just to impress the admissions office, quote unquote off.
So you signed in February.
Yep.
And when are you having these conversations with?
This is from February up until moving in
June.
For the summer.
So how many times did you take the test in between time?
I'm gonna say
that test's not easy.
No. I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 3 to 6. Literally.
What was that? Every other weekend? Every weekend?
I promise. Yep.
And at that time, they take the best of the best, right?
As far as what you mean?
Because it's portions when it comes to. Oh, and maybe the ACT is different. I haven't took the ACT.
Yeah, I was taking ACT. I was taking both. I don't
Whatever
know why,
did it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm 17, 16, 17.
I'm just trying to get to where I'm going.
Whatever, right. So from there, I remember I was at Kickerton. Crazy. I'm at Kickerton. I was doing the summer workout for ODU. And my mentor, Rashaad Wright, is my guy. Shout out to Rashaad Wright. He came over to Kickerton. He's like, oh, I need you to come to the crib. I need you to come to the crib after you finish the workout. I'm like, all right. Finish the workout, go across the street, talk to him. He's basically like, long story short, like, you might not be able to get in this summer.
And what time frame is this?
This is move-in day is 2 weeks, if that 3 weeks away. So he's like, so what you want to do? Like, you want to go D2? You want to try Virginia State? You want to try like one of these? I'm like, hell no. I'm like,
nah.
hell no, I'm not going D2. Like, you know, and that's, you know, pride.
Of
At
course.
the end of the day, I ended up where, you know what I mean?
That's okay.
So, the first thing I told him to do, I told him to put me in the All-Star game, VHSCA All-Star game. I was originally not.
Were you not gonna? You weren't gonna play,
right? Because
you was
I was
going
supposed to be
school.
at ODU,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was supposed to be at ODU. So ended up playing that game, had a couple interviews. They kind of made that whole like all-star game.
So you put yourself in the All-Star game.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Wright made the call to Mike Smith. Mike Smith, like, okay, we know who he is. He was good anyway.
Right.
So it was like a last minute thing. Did that. They did the article. You know how the stats. Boom. So I got a call
Tell them. I know. They don't know.
So look, I got a call from the Hampton University coach. This was Donovan Rose.
Mm-hmm.
We set up a meeting for a Monday morning, and that's how I ended up at Hampton. I went into Hampton through the Hope program, actually. So I was just a student, really, and then I had to earn my scholarship, and come to find out, my first game.
Who y'all play?
First game at Hampton was ODU. We lit. We lit.
Tell me about it. You went crazy?
Yeah, I definitely.
How crazy?
True freshman. I want to say, I mean, we can go look at it, but I want to say 6 breakups. I dropped a pick too, but six pass breakups, 6 tackles. It was lit. Especially being like a freshman. But yeah, that's how I ended up at Hampton University.
And what happened after that? So since we're on the college, let's talk about the journey.
Okay.
You were supposed to go to Old Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Found out you couldn't go to Old Dominion weeks before you were scheduled to be at Old Dominion.
Right.
After you already signed, let's not forget that. After he already signed on national TV, family,
Mm-hmm.
friends. I know they did the article. I know the news was out there. A couple months later, you find out that
I ain't got nowhere to go to school, right?
You made the executive decision to put yourself in the All-Star game.
Absolutely.
And you ended up at Hampton University. And as you said, early on, you got kicked out of Hampton University.
Right.
So let's just talk about your process from graduating high school in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And when did you finally complete your bachelor's?
2018.
Jesus. It's done. That's automatic. You got it done, though.
Yeah, 7.
So
7
talk
years.
about those 7 years.
It was tough, yo. It was tough. It was super tough. So I remember the next coach after Donovan Rose, I ain't even gonna say his name.
Mm-hmm.
But he came in. This was like my first I messed up in
Came
school.
in shaking shit up.
Yeah. So he's basically like, who is this on paper? Like he looked like he don't be doing shit, basically. You know what I mean?
He said that to you, or you just
No. He said that to the coaches, and the coaches relayed the message. These are the new coaches. We don't
yeah,
know.
right. That was that year, 2012. He came in 2012.
This was I played 2011, 2012, 2013.
So you played 2 seasons at Hampton.
2 seasons.
Okay.
2013 was my last season. 2014 was the summer of the season that I ended up ineligible.
That's when I came in.
Yep. And from there, I got a note sent to my crib just basically saying, like, scholarship is gone.
A note?
Yeah, like I had to sign for it. My mama woke me up out my sleep like, yo, it's a mail. Like you need to come to the door and like sign for it. So I signed for it, went in the room. I already knew, I didn't know what this was though, but I already knew like, damn, I ain't playing this season. But I kind of hid it. Boom. Signed it. Opened it. Like, yeah, your scholarship is revoked due to academics. Go ahead.
So you didn't hear anything from your coaches? Your coaches didn't say anything? Your coaches didn't reach out to you?
No, the last conversation I had with the new head coach at Hampton was, all right, he basically made me plead like, why should I keep you here? Why should I keep you? I'm like, I mean, I could tell you 100 reasons why you should keep me, but.
Is this verbatim?
This is verbatim, but the only thing I can do is give you my word. My word is I'll do what I'm supposed to do for the program. So he responded and said, all right, we'll let you know. I'll see what I can do. Now, I'll process what you told me and I'll see what I can do in the next event, the revocation letter.
And he never. Nothing.
All I heard about after that was just about the team meetings, because I still had the homies in the team meetings. You feel what I'm saying? So all I hear, I'm in the cafeteria. They coming to me saying, "Oh yeah, coach is talking about you in the meeting today. Like how he made you an example and X, Y, Z, but never talked to me." So from there, I went to
Let me back up a little bit.
back up.
Please back up. Your time at HU.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you when you get this letter?
2014,
20-ish?
20, 21, 20.
Not really knowing or having an idea what this system is supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I would say still adjusting to one, a new coach and to the college environment. Going through that situation specifically, what did that do for your mental? Because as a child and as an athlete that has dreams and desires to get to the next level, and you run across a coach that takes your scholarship and doesn't even have the decency to have a conversation. And that's man to man.
Mm-hmm.
What was going through your head? How did you feel about that? How did you, was it something talk to me?
It was tough, bro. I'm telling you. I would just remember being in my crib in the room.
That's what I'm saying. And you a hometown kid?
Yeah. Blind shut, balled up. Like, I ain't crying, but my soul crying for real. Like, I'm crying. You know what I mean? Then from that to, I got approved for like hella summer classes. You know what I mean? So I was still at Hampton, but I'm watching the homies get on the bus. You know what I mean? I'm walking through the student center. They like, yo, wait, why you not playing? You know what I mean? So just imagine you go from All-American, right? You go from All-American, you know what I mean, to
what's going on?
Why you not? So you know what I resorted to?
What is that?
The bottle.
Alcohol, liquor.
The liquor, right? So I'm in summer school. I'm watching the homies travel for the games, and I'm just drinking. I'm working out still, but I'm drinking, working out, until I got the boot. You got to go. And this is from things outside of the classroom. Fighting.
Was that
being drunk in public? Yeah.
I was like, did that come from the bottle?
Yeah, all that. For sure. So I ended up leaving Hampton. I took a semester off. Maybe a year. I'll say a year. It's been a minute. But I'll say I took a year off. And then I enrolled into Thomas Nelson, TCC. I kind of got my mental back together. Like, all right, bro, we got to do something. Went to TCC, went to Thomas Nelson. Got my credits in order. Transferred. That's how I ended up at Shawan.
So you still wanted your education? Did you go to Thomas Nelson to play football? Or did you go to Thomas Nelson?
Nah.
To get your degree?
I'm gonna keep it real with everybody right now.
Talk to me.
if I would have known that I wasn't, and I'm not taking college away from anybody, but me personally, if I knew that I wasn't going to the next level, I probably would be doing college now online. I wouldn't have wasted my time, on the only reason I was in school was simply to play football. And that's terrible. To the next line. That's terrible too, if you ask me. But I went to Thomas Nelson, the TCC, and the school part of it was for my family. My grandma and my mom, like, they want to see me graduate. I started it, I got to finish it regardless. Like, and that's my motto with anything. Like, we started it, we're going to finish it, whether it's for me or
whoever's around
me. And
it
ended up being more important to me because it wasn't really for me, but it was that I love, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up, finishing 2018, 7 years, bro. That's crazy.
So during that process, you talked about from HU, you took a year off, went to Thomas Nelson, enrolled in there. And going through all this, you were a hometown kid. And I know that I can attest to that. Being from Hampton, going to Hampton, you're under a different spotlight that doesn't leave you. So while you were doing any extracurricular that led to the decision, and you making the decision to go back to Thomas Nelson, what did that do for your pride? Because I know when I was a hometown kid, I just felt that I couldn't do anything. Like good, bad, or different. The whole city gonna know about it.
Yeah.
And coming from this area and being such a notable athlete coming out of high school, you hear a lot.
Absolutely.
I mean, you gotta choose what you're gonna respond to or not. But you hear a lot, and that's from coaches, that's from students. And Hampton University is it's its own little sector over there. But you got professors, you got administrators, you got coaches that are also from here. outside of your family that's probably on your ass, like, or whatever is going on, what did that do for your pride and how did you push through?
I mean, honestly, it just was one of those things like, what the hell you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you? And I really was in the funk, bro. Like, I was drinking my life to the ground, like for sure, for sure, for sure. Pride wise, I mean, it took me to like,
But still working out.
yeah, like, yeah, but I was drinking so much, bro. Like, it didn't matter. I was going back to step one. You know what I mean? That's how much I was drinking every day, literally. But as far as pride, we all got that shit. We try to deny that shit. Kind of. Now I'm at time. I'm seeing motherfuckers on Thomas Nelson. Like they like, nigga, you the same nigga that was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What's the song in high school? You used to be the.
You was the man.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I mean, but that took a lot of self-reflection, bro, and just, I mean, you can't give a damn what nobody think about you, bro. You got to do.
But when did you get to that point? And when did you stop drinking?
Never stop. No, no, just playing. But now on the serious
When
note,
did you stop drinking like that to cope?
when I enrolled into Thomas Nelson, so 2015 summer.
You went cold turkey? You just
Yeah, nah, I stopped. I just started training again because I knew, like, bro, I put this on the board, put it on the whiteboard, and I told you, like, if I write it down, it's done. So I already knew, like, all right, I'm about to do this. And I had, shout out Devan Hill. He probably ain't even never gonna see this. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Because he don't do social media. He
gonna be big time. He gonna see it.
He wild.
That's fine.
But yeah, he the one that helped me through the whole process, getting into Thomas Nelson. So Coach Hill was actually at Hampton as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up leaving Hampton and ended up at Shawan. So he was the DB coach at Shawan. Right. He was the DB coach at Shawan. So he ended up plugging me in. By the time I got to Shawan, he was gone though. You know what I mean? And that just to show you the love though. Like he put all of it into place. And he like, bro, you got to pass this many credits. You got 2 years left. You got to pass this many credits to do this. And then this next semester, you got to pass this many credits. And then the following fall, you coming. You got it? I'm like, yeah, I got it.
And
so,
you did just that?
Yeah, did that. It was good.
So how was Shawan? So we talked about Hampton.
I got my degree from there, so I'm a shout out to Cho, but
okay,
you know what I mean?
It's shut down right there.
Yeah.
Okay, this is mad random. I have to ask. You still have a monarch tattoo?
Oh,
show them. We still have it.
I did a little bit.
So at what age did you get that? This is before you signed?
This was right after I signed. This in the interview too. This online. The article starts off like this. Aaron Matthews rolls up his sleeve to reveal his Old Dominion monarch tattoo. That's how
the same way you just did for us.
Just now.
And you left it there.
Yeah, it's gonna stay. This is a part of the story.
Do people ask you about that?
Or
they just know?
Some people don't know. I mean, because we, but a lot of people have asked, like, why would you do that? I had mentors and coaches that wanted to remove it. Like, I'll pay for you to remove it. I'm like, nah. I need to be reminded of, like, that was the biggest.
You see that every day.
Yeah, that was but the ODU college, that was the biggest, I'll say second biggest, like, mental fuck up that I ever been through.
That was 2018 that you graduated. Fast forward to now.
Mm-hmm.
How did we get here? You all over my timeline. I can't wake up without seeing you. I see posts going crazy. You got 140K followers. Everybody want to train with Aaron. It ain't easy, but
how you know that?
Let me tell you, he killed me this morning. I'm struggling sitting here. This is my trainer.
Man, listen, man. Kay, Celine, she's one of them. She tough for sure. She work out with them dogs. For sure. But it's crazy, man. But because so after I graduated, let's start there because this is where it really started. So after I graduated from Shawan, damn.
Did you know that fitness was your next step?
Hell no. I still was training for the league, bro.
And you left Shawan? I
left for Shawan. I trained for 6 to 8 months. Ended up like, bro, I feel like I ain't ready. I ain't going to this. I'm supposed to go to pro day at Richmond. I never went because I knew though. Like I knew. Just like now, I could see and tell. Like if I know if you ready, if you prepared, won't prepared because of the type of training I was doing. But I didn't know no better. You know what I mean? I tried to do it by myself. Not literally, but like I wasn't with a sports specific trainer. You know what I mean?
That matters.
So it's like I felt it though. But
was that a hard decision to make?
Yeah. Because then you get into questions of like everybody knew I had the pro day at Richmond. Everybody like, what happened? What happened at the pro day? Did
You ain't telling me you weren't going.
Yeah.
You just didn't go.
The only pro day I went to was Hampton. That was cool, but it was snowing, raining. We did every drill once. It was
That wasn't it.
Yeah. But 2018, graduated, came back to the crib. I was kicking it, chilling. I went back to like drinking,
The same way.
smoking blacks,
Ooh,
40s.
he was gone.
Yeah, I was getting it, bro. But it was just me and the homies, me and my military homies. Like we was just kicking it. And then a situation I ain't really gonna speak of happened. The situation that we ain't gonna talk about, and kind of like, oh, what you doing? I had no car. I ain't had no crib. I was just, you know what I mean, chilling. I was chilling. So from there, old jobs. One of the jobs being at One Life, I worked behind the front desk, and I worked the smoothie bar. So when you come into One Life, how y'all doing? You know what I mean? And I did that for, I want to say 6 to 8 months. And the question that everybody brung to me being behind the front desk, because I still worked out, you know what I mean? And at this point, I stopped drinking too. These first 2 months at One Life, like I stopped drinking. So they like, do you train? I'm getting this from, these are members. Like, you a trainer? I'm like, nah, I just work behind the front. All right. And then the fitness director came to the front desk one day. He's like, Tyler Felty, he in Florida right now. But he come up, he like, you ever thought about being a trainer? I don't even know what that is. The whole time, Pops, this is Kim's Pops. He my Pops too. I consider him Pops. He been a trainer for 16 years. Shout out Fit Shot. That's where we at.
That's where we be every
for
morning.
Sure. He was the number one trainer in the company. Everybody, I guess that's where the question came from. Like, oh, that's my son. That's what he referred to me as. Like, oh, that's my son. Like, so they're like, all right, why he don't train? Basically. So from there, ended up getting certified, and I started February 1st, 2019.
Let me back up a little bit because you were training before that
Mm-hmm.
So when you were doing, because we used to be at Darling, we used to work out, friends, family, close.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But you didn't know you wanted to be a
and
trainer.
I didn't even count that. I swear.
So in your mind, that had to be
just working out. Like
I had to been that was like fresh.
I remember
that was that year before you went to Shawan.
Yeah, I ain't had no like.
It was never.
We just working out. Like
okay.
Yeah, we just working out, and it's crazy because we back up a little bit more. I got connected with the Reeves, Kim, Malcolm, Miss Melinda. Shout out to them for sure. My mom crib burned down in high school, right? And we was living in a hotel. And
what grade was this?
This was my junior year. Junior year basketball season. For sure. Well, I don't even know what month that is, but junior year. And I was sleeping in the gym, bro. Like, I was sleeping in the gym, bro. And I told Malcolm, and Malcolm told Miss Melinda. Miss Melinda called me like, bro, you crazy. Like, we got more than enough room. So I moved in with them 2 years. They dropped me off at Hampton. You know what I mean? But I'm bringing that story into the conversation because every morning, I never really knew what Mr. Kim did, but he used to come upstairs every morning, 4 in the morning, and pray over me and Malcolm. Every morning. And he used to come back to the crib. We used to get out of school. He used to come back to the crib around 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. And then he used to leave again. And I never knew what I never really knew what he was doing. I knew it was something that had something to do with exercise, but I didn't really know like what he doing. And then 5 years later, you're doing the same thing. Right.
Here we are.
Oh yeah.
So where exactly did you find your love for fitness? Like, it's one thing to be like, yo, you should do this, you're good at that. Everybody says that.
Right.
But when did you figure out that this is what Early wants to do? This is what Aaron wants to do? I know everybody's telling me I'm good at this, I'm good at that. But it also takes another level of self-awareness. Like, yo,
Absolutely.
if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. So when did you come to the point returning to Early Fitness?
Right. And I want to let everybody know that personal training, not easy. So, you feel me? If you want to go that route,
It's not.
You got to have a lot of patience and you got to be wise about, it's a lot of information.
But I ain't make it.
Yeah. But so, but I think like when I find like we had trainers all our life because we was in sports, you know what I mean? But once I got my first real feedback from a client, like I lost 10 pounds in a month. And then on top of, I don't like getting dressed. Like I can come in there with shorts on and a t-shirt.
Do whatever you want.
Right. And make this amount.
Right. And you know it's coming.
Per month. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I'm with that. And then this is when you know though, when you're not even thinking about the bread, you like, bro, I got 60 people to train today. And it's my duty to give them the early fitness experience. You know what I mean? And build a relationship. And to make sure that once they lose that 30, 40, 50 pounds, who can't gonna tell? It helped them with that. You know what I mean? And that goes longer than any dollar. You know what I'm saying? So I became passionate definitely, I'm gonna say a month in. I was like, I love this. You know what I mean? A month in becoming a personal trainer. And if I wasn't passionate about it, I wouldn't be doing it now, for sure.
So when we talk about personal training, we talk about fitness, we talk about lifestyle. I still work out very hard. You still work out very hard.
Absolutely.
We're both former athletes. To me, it helps. It helps as a former athlete to know that I still have that dedication. So what does it do for you? Being a former athlete and still working out the way that we do at the level that we do
Absolutely.
is pretty much unheard of. If we're being honest. Like a lot of people, when they done, from what I see, they don't know how to turn over from football workouts to just because it's a different style of training.
Yeah, for sure. But let's just say you wake up at 6 a.m, you go to the gym, your whole day is better. You feel better. You know what I mean? You want to eat better. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like when I got into fitness, I'm doing it now for health. Like I love the way I look, you know what I mean? And I want to look better than I do now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just a feeling, bro. Like if I don't work out, I feel like shit. It's simple. Like not to mention when you do take that time off, you gotta get back to where you
and you still gonna feel like
and you gonna feel like shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now why not just take that 30 minutes to an hour once out of 24 hours?
Did you think like this when you was an athlete as well?
Hell no. I wish I had this mentality when I was an athlete.
But you were still very. Yeah, but it was just.
I was lit, bro.
You were blessed.
I was blessed. I'm telling you, I was blessed. But I didn't have. At a young age, people are more prone to being arrogant and cocky and shit. Like now it's like, nah, like bro, it'll get stripped from you. You know that? You know what I'm saying?
At any given second.
Like, I'm a chill on this 100. Like I already know I'm the fastest on the team. We got 10 hundreds. This the 7th one. Like, I already beat him on the first 6. I'm going to chill on the last 3. Today, I'm going for all 10. Ooh. And I'm going to tell them, let's run 3 more. Let's run 4 more. You know what I'm saying?
You're not lying.
And that's the mentality that I didn't have then. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think the difference. And that came from experience. Going through shit. You know what I mean? Going through experiences that you crazy as hell if you think this shit can't be taken from you. So you need to treat it like this your last time. Simple. And that's how we get up. That's how we get up at 4:30 every morning.
Do you train athletes?
I do train athletes, but my base clientele is general wellness. I mean, you know what I mean? We good at it. We know how to transform you in 14 days, 10 days. And we all know like diet is a big part of that. But as far as athletes, I train many of them. I trained Trent Cannon before. He in the league. I train high school athletes going to the next level. Phoebus. I actually train the young kids too.
The Virginia Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles for sure. Shout out to my guy. But it's crazy you bring that to the conversation. Athletes. I think in the near future, that's what my calling is. I mean, to start studying more and getting in tune with, because that's still my passion. Still my passion.
Sports.
Yeah, sports is still my passion. And it's different. Like training, general fitness and training athletes, like it's different. It's different. Because of course, like general wellness, you might gotta correct somebody's form here, you know what I mean? You gotta have a little more patience. But training athletes, they know how to work out. They've been through the pain already, you know what I mean? So
Right.
now you just doing sports specific stuff to get them ready for battle.
Bring that dog out of
Yeah. And everybody ain't got that dog.
them.
In general wellness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to be at the collegiate level or the high school level, like you gotta have a certain type of, to keep coming back, you gotta have a certain type of mentality to do that. And that's why I think I'll end up in the near future.
So staying on that topic, it's a lot of former athletes that result to being a personal trainer because they figure we did it. But I realized real quickly it's not the same.
What you mean?
Because
What you mean, bro?
the way that I've trained my entire life is all I know.
Right.
So I may get little Sally or Susie that ain't touched the ball, ain't never ever been athletic a day in her life. I don't know what to do with her. That was me.
Yeah. I got
so
you.
let's talk about how you probably had to learn some different things. You had to open your mind up. You had to study some things. So talk about that transition from being a former athlete to being general wellness trainer, because it's not the same. And a lot of athletes, I feel like we just jump out there. Oh, I've been working out my whole life.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
It's 150% different. So how I kind of like turned the switch off from like, okay, like you can't make this woman 40, boy, you about to have her power cleaning. like nah, bro, you know what I mean? Eventually, maybe, if that's what she want to do, but it's not necessary. What I did was, and this is the humble me, you know what I'm saying? What I did was I shadowed for 2 weeks every day, 5 hours a day, minimum. I shadowed Mr. Kim, meaning he's training. He got 15 sessions in a day. I'm behind the front desk. I'm like, all right, I got a break. I'm going off the clock. Instead of going to eat, I'm following him while he's training this 50-year-old, this 20-year-old, this 60-year-old. And I'm just watching him. I'm shadowing him. I ain't saying that. I'm just, if I got a question, I ask him. Like, I did that for a week. And then I went from that to training, to shadowing a female trainer, Stephanie. Her name was Stephanie. I went like, shadow her for a couple weeks. And I shadowed my homie Justin. These are all personal trainers, general wellness. Shadow him for a couple weeks. And then I started training. And what I noticed when I started training was, and I think it may be normal, I started trying to train like them. And
everybody has their own style.
Yeah. And I'm just like, man, just
not working.
Yeah, like just use what they taught you, what you saw, and be yourself. And it's hard though. So once you, just like anything else, like you have to get your feet wet though. So first week might be, second week might be, but once you get a couple months in, a couple weeks in, start like coming to you and you start doing more studying. You know what I mean? You start learning, you know, Instagram is a big tool, Google, all that, you know what I mean? But just reading and and being humble enough to know that you don't know everything. Like you can learn something from everywhere. But just keeping your own style. It was hard though. It was hard to turn the switch off, but shadowing would be the answer. Shadowing and learning from other trainers that were trainers before me.
So when you get a client,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna speak this for the mass, a lot of people are intimidated by your workouts.
Yeah. For sure.
People are very intimidated to work out with you.
What y'all scared for?
They have every reason to be.
You can't.
I ain't the same.
True that.
I ain't the same. I understand why they don't want to, but how do you get over that? Because I mean, that could block your money. That could be. It could be a lot.
This, and the thing is, and I got much better at it now, right? Because I used to do wow. Like I still do wild shit, but I used to do wow. Backflip with the bar. I used to do wild shit, right?
That wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
That was like 3 months ago, bro.
So look, shit. So what I had to, and I got, you know, corrective critics, like that critique.
Constructive, yeah.
And I understood why, you know, they would get intimidated. And that's when I kind of turned to the, all right, they don't think you work out regular. People don't know that in the fit shop, we all crazy as hell, but we do the workouts that y'all see us do, the crazy shit that y'all see us do, we do that for
camera.
Yeah, for us though, like that shit is fun to us. Like we at a so high of a level.
We just be trying stuff.
Yeah, right. Humbly speaking, like we set at such a high level, bro. Literally, that all right, bro. We done did this, bro. We squatted already. We did all the basic fundamentals. Now let's see if we can do this. Let's do this.
That's
Can
really
we do
what
it
they
in
do.
sync? No, listen. Can we do it in sync? Can we? You know what I mean? It's fun though. It's like the playground. It's a sense of mental. It's therapy. You know what I mean? So what I did
Ooh.
was right. So what I did was I took constructive criticism and started just putting out regular workouts. Okay. And now I'm on the thing, I'm on the scheme of like, okay, there's an advanced level and then there's a beginner's level. So now I break
And
it.
there's a little in between sometimes,
Yeah,
a little
standard.
intermediate.
Yeah,
Standard.
Yeah,
Okay.
standard.
That's 4 levels.
But
That's
yeah, so that's how I kind of got off of like it's tough. It was tough. And it did take like some dollars out of pocket. Like the first response to me saying like, yo, like I'm a trainer, like pull up, like, hell nah. Y'all be on that wild shit.
I
Like,
mean, they tell me
and
when they
I
ask me who I work out with, I tell them, nah.
and it's like, bro, like you ain't about to do what we doing. You know what I'm saying? We professionals first. We certified. You know what I'm saying? We professionals first. So yeah, we do what we do, but don't mistake what we're doing as professionals.
It's not
That's
the same.
what you gonna be. Nah.
It's
We
not
got
the
y'all.
same.
We got
It's
y'all.
not
We
the
got y'all.
same.
We gonna start on day 1, not on year 2
Or 3.
or
Whatever. However many years it's been. Social media. You
Mhm.
took off. Talk about
Yeah.
that. How? We want to know.
I'm gonna say one.
Content creators, influencers. I mean, it's a world of social media right now.
So let me throw this out here. I'm gonna say one name, and it's crazy because this person, she started me off. I ain't know what social media. I was on social media, but I won't. And this motherfucker right here, that I'm about to say, like, she's social media savvy.
I think I know you about to say.
Yeah, she's social media savvy. So what she did before I say her name, what she did was, I was asleep. I'd be asleep. I wake up in the morning, my shit posted. I got 2 posts. Before I open my eyes, I got 2 posts on the media. So she basically ran my social media for a year, maybe a little longer. All the photo shoots, she bought them. All of them. She set all of it up until, of course, like, nigga, you gotta start doing this shit by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marissa Dorsey, MD. Shout out to MD, yo. Yo, shout out to MD, because she really got the party started, bro. And she the one that saw, like, bro, you got so much potential. You need to be consistent, disciplined.
It always takes the queen, don't it?
Yeah, for sure, though. For sure. And I'm like, bro, what you talking about? Like, I feel you, but I don't know what you talking about. But my social media presence came directly from MD.
So now that you're running yourself,
Right.
give us some tips. Give us some what we got to do.
Be consistent. Learn your audience. And that's really number 1. Like, you got to learn your audience. Why are your followers following you? You feel what I'm saying? Don't go outside of that. Learning your audience, staying consistent, and be you. I used to do
That's
that too.
the
I used to
number 1 seller right
yeah,
there.
yeah. I used to, you know, and One Life kind of did that to me too, like being in that corporate environment. Like, I kind of, you know, was we from around the way, you know what I mean? Cut it on, cut it off.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But people can see through that shit. You know what I'm saying? So be consistent, be yourself, learn your audience, and be consistent. Be consistent. And we all, you know, we human as hell. So we all have times where we need that moment. But you gotta start thinking about like those 150,000, 45,000 followers I got. Like, bruh, it ain't about you, bruh. They started following you because your
For a
ass put this
reason.
video up that helped them, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So get your ass up and drop the shit because they waiting. It's a lot of
Yeah.
people waiting on you to go work out. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, be disciplined, be consistent, learn your audience, and make sure the content is don't be dropping no bullshit, bro.
I try to say
Don't be dropping no bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? But,
invest in yourself,
Yeah,
y'all. Make
yeah,
sure
yeah.
if you're gonna put something out, if you're serious about your business, if you're
For sure.
serious about your marketing, make sure you're not putting stuff out on an iPhone 6.
Yeah.
If your homeboy got an iPhone 14, let me
Get
use
your-
it real quick.
Right. You're right.
All that stuff matters.
Right.
I mean, you said 2 things I'm gonna pull from. You said working out is therapy.
Absolutely.
Tell me how working out and fitness has helped you through some of those emotional, mental struggles. Because you talked about Kim Reed stepping as your father.
Yeah.
And
Super
burning.
role model,
That's what I'm
for
saying.
sure.
You've gone through a lot.
Yeah.
And tell me how fitness has helped mold you into the Aaron Rashaad that's sitting here now.
It's therapy and a lot of like I could be going through like the worst thing and the worst the 2 hours. I said 30 minutes, 60 minutes earlier. We 2 hours. Yeah, but that 2 hours, no bull. That 2 hours, you ain't even really thinking about, your problems. And if you are, it'll soon go into the rep.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So just staying active and going through those tough workouts. I don't even know the words to give to you, K. It's something it's second nature now. You know what I mean? It's a part of, well, you gonna be stressed out if you don't get active. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And working out also, gives you, it helps you, it'll help you get over, you know what I mean, what you're going through. You might work out and like I said earlier, you want to eat healthier, you might go read something that might help you through what the fuck you going through. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm going through this with moms over here. Let's let's just go holler at mom and see what the root of that is.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So working out in general it can show you different avenues to, get through your problem.
So we're on the topic of health and wellness, working out, fitness. Like I said, we were both former athletes.
Mhm.
Talk to someone that is a former athlete and wants to get back into it, because that's a huge hurdle. It's a lot of athletes that have been out the game. They
Mhm.
want to get back active. It doesn't have to be specified to athletes.
Right.
But that whole getting back or getting into it, like,
Mhm.
it is a lifestyle, but it doesn't come overnight.
Yeah,
It came overnight for us because we've been doing it forever.
Right.
So talk to the people how. What I gotta do?
So
I'm
you
trying to get fit. Like, the girlies, they're trying to get slim thick,
Right.
abs. Like, what we gotta do? And for the guys, they trying to get strong.
Y'all gotta pull up. I mean, it's simple. Like, you can. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all like, oh, it's easy. It's like, it's not until it is. And even when it is, it ain't. And I'm saying that to say this: once you start doing, man, you doing something for a month consistently, it becomes second nature. It becomes a part of you, right? So the first thing you got to do is show up. You got to show up.
That's what everything.
You got to make the decision to say, all right, I am intimidated about it. But I'm intimidated by it. And I'm scared to jump out this plane, but nigga, that's when you're supposed to jump. I'm scared to go work out. I'm scared. I don't want to be tired. You got to just do it. You got to show up. You need a trainer. You know what I mean? Get a trainer. It ain't even necessarily got to be me, but you got to make the decision first to take that step.
That first step. Everything starts with a step.
You got to.
One foot in front of the other. It's never gonna be easy.
And I promise you, bro, your life. Whatever you doing in life, bro, working out, man, your life gonna slowly get better. You ain't gonna work out and your life get worse.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing. You work out 0 days a week and you start working out twice a week, you DM me and let me know how you feel. You can feel a little bit better than you did when you was doing 0 times a week. And once you start going 4 times a week, you're gonna feel a little better than you did when you was working out 2 days a week. And that's what it is. It's just about, if you gotta start with 30 minutes once a week.
It could be a walk.
Yeah, just start. You gotta start.
So, talk about fitness. We talk about your journey. You are also a daddy.
Mozzie Matt. Hold up.
To a beautiful baby boy.
See it? I don't know if the camera can see it. Say Mozzie Matt. That's my baby. He 2 years, birthday September 14th. Yeah, that's mine. my love.
Yes. So going through what you've gone through,
Mm-hmm.
how did your transition come into being a father? You've gone through so much, fighting emotional trauma, a lot of the stuff that we go through in the Black community, coming from where we come from, having a father figure in your life that's not your father that helped you get to where you are today.
Right.
How does all of that play into now when you're giving it back to your own? Talk about being a Black dad in today's society. An
It's
active,
lit, bruh.
active father. I love y'all.
Yeah. It's so lit though. It's so lit, and that's like the best thing in my life right now. First, like, and the thing is, before I became a father, I was so damn scared because of this. You know the stories from I got homies that got kids. You know what I'm saying? And all you hear is, oh, it's gonna get hard. It's gonna get hard, which it is. Being a father is hard. It's hard, but it's not as hard as people make it seem, or people made
I
it
wouldn't
seem.
know.
You know what I mean? It's lit, bruh. It's a person that don't even really got their own thoughts for real. Like they don't. He needs you to feed him. He needs you to bathe him. He needs you. You know what I'm saying? And I needed a lot of people. So that's it's a blessing, bruh. It's a blessing. I can't explain it. It's just the first thing I'm thinking about when I wake up is my youngin.
So have there been some instances and some experiences that played into you being a father today? Like, what really stood out to me, you said Mr. Kim used to come and pray over you, milk him every morning.
Mm-hmm.
You had no clue what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure now as a father, what
Mhm.
does that mean to you?
Oh yeah, that's deep.
Because now you understand.
Yeah. I mean that in general is important. That's from a father, right?
That's
That's
what I said. I want to
crazy.
hear it from a daddy.
Yeah. That's that him doing that. That just showed me. It gave me like passion, more passion, alongside of like it being like my flesh. You know what I'm saying? It just gave me more passion as far as not about you. I mean, like it's
More
a
than you know.
yeah, it's me, and I need to make sure that my youngin, right, my son, doesn't make the same mistake that I've saw and that I've been through. Fatherhood and the experience from a father, all of it. I mean, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I never knew I was gonna be a father.
That's usually how it plays
Yeah,
out.
I never knew I was gonna be a father. Shout out to Slim Fit Nash, for making me a father. But it's something that you can't really.
So if you're talking to another young man,
Mm-hmm.
former athlete, similar story, about to have his first child. I feel like as men, we don't give you guys enough space to voice your insecurities when it comes to that. If you're talking to a younger generation, what are you going to say to him right now? This is for my kings. This is for y'all. I want you to speak directly to another king.
Right. So
It's about to be a father.
So when you say, like, give me,
it's a lot that comes with it. As women, we always showering and postpartum. It's a lot that comes with that too. And I'm saying that to say, like, when it comes to gender inequality, it's a lot of things that we miss on the men's side as well. When it comes to your emotional feelings, the mental feelings, and it's a lot of emotions that come with being a dad, just like it comes with being a mom. Give some advice on that. What would you say if you was talking to your younger self, getting ready to be a dad? What did you need to hear? Because as you know, coming from our community, we don't grow up always seeing a dad.
Yeah.
And I feel like our generation now is we're really trying to take the turn in that. We're trying to be better. We're trying to be better than our parents. And I'm seeing a lot more active dads, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a beautiful thing, but that's just surface level. It's a lot that comes with that. And like I said, being a man, we don't necessarily give you guys a space to voice that. So when it comes to talking to another young king that's getting ready to be a father, what can you say to him?
Be present, of course. Be present. Man, get therapy.
I like that.
And for real though, like, don't bottle it all up. You know what I mean? Have somebody to talk to for sure, but be present in your daughter, sons. Be present, and they're like, be there, bro. Be everywhere. be at every appointment, be at my son ain't in school yet, but every game, everyone you can be at, you know what I mean? That show him that you there, bro, because
It matters.
it matters. It matters.
And
In real life, it matters. And
please state what you said first again.
Which one? The therapy?
Yes.
If you need therapy, go get it. And
there's nothing wrong with it, guys.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it.
We in the Black community, you know what I mean? So we hear that shit and we like, bro,
I ain't talking to nobody about my problems. Like, I got it.
And for real, bro, like you be surprised how self-aware you can become just going to therapy. 30 minutes to an hour. Somebody listening and giving you unbiased feedback. But yeah, be present. Be present for your children. Make it to what you can make it to. Everything, if you ask me. Just keep showing up, man. Just keep showing up.
That's for my kings. Y'all heard that? Just keep showing up. Therapy. You went to therapy? You've been to therapy?
Yeah.
You still go to therapy?
Nah. I'm in a place mentally now, and we are, that should be on and off. Like
it is, but I'm so glad that you said it, because a lot of men think that it shows weakness by going to get help or going to talk to somebody.
Nah, man, it could change your whole life. You know what I mean? And a lot of, I'm gonna say men, but a lot of Black men, we scared to change, and we think change makes us fake or like
less than.
Then when somebody say, "Oh, like nigga, you different. Like you different now." I am different, right?
Absolutely.
I can't be the same. Like,
yeah.
You want me to be the same one that was running around the way? Like, nah. You know what I mean? Like you therapy gives you a different direction as far as, okay, you start evaluating different shit. Like homie, I could walk outside right now, homie could try to jump on me. Like, bro, listen. Try and get back
reaction.
Yeah, bro. Like you got it. Got it. Some people might think like, oh, you feel what I'm saying? Nah, I'm trying to
protect my peace.
When you leave this place,
this earth,
promise you ain't coming back. So, and I'm saying that to say like, bruh, therapy, it gives you a different direction in decision making in anything. It gives you.
I can agree with that.
You start evaluating.
Yeah.
You start evaluating shit different. You start evaluating yourself. You start evaluating who around you. You start evaluating everything, man, and soon it become clear, So the therapy thing, right, is I feel like it's essential to the Black community for sure, because we came from a lot of trauma,
all of us
that we ain't asked for, but I mean, some of us was being raised by kids, you know what I'm saying, and it's not their fault, but it's our decision to fix it, to find out the root, to become better fathers, better mothers, you know what I mean, for our children.
I love that. Go to therapy, y'all. I go to therapy too. It's important. You said it helps you think through processes, think through actions, think
Absolutely.
through. I know it helps me with reacting. I think about all possible outcomes.
Boy,
like if I do this is gonna come from it. If I do this, it's also gonna come from it. If I just let y'all rock, you might call me out of my name or something, but I'm still cool. Yeah. I'm not in jail. I'm still out here. Right. And it's worth it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. Go to therapy, y'all. I'm so glad you touched on that. And finally.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sport exposure is all about exposing our experiences, exposing our stories. Exposure can be good. Exposure can be bad. We've all gone through different things when it comes to the student athlete community, past, present, future. Also sport professionals. I do think of you as a sport professional. What advice or what do you want to expose to the next generation, to the people that want to be in our shoes, the athletes to come? I mean, it could be a few things.
I feel like people be saying discipline, bro, and don't really know what that shit is. But consistency and discipline is everything. It's no way that I could run a mile every day for the next 2 months and my mile time not decrease. Right? Mm-hmm. So just with anything in life, any situation in life, be consistent, be disciplined, and you'll see change. I mean, that's as simple as it is. You know what I mean? Be disciplined, be consistent, work on personal development, and that comes with therapy.
Outside of your sport.
Outside of your
please.
sport, personal development. There's no way that you can become who you truly are without being self-aware. So try to find the fastest way possible to find out who you are, to find out your why, your purpose, whether it be drawing, being a trainer, being a therapist, anything, any profession. You might not be an entrepreneur. You might be better as a employee. You know what I mean? But
And that's okay.
yeah, that's
That's
okay.
okay.
Everybody's not built. It's hard. You know what I mean? But find out your why. Become self-aware. Try to find it out in the shortest time possible. I ain't saying rush.
But it's important
Yeah,
in all areas of life to understand
Absolutely.
exactly who you are, what you want, and most importantly, your why.
absolutely.
And while we're giving advice to the student athletes, tell me or name a few things that transferred over, or lessons or skill sets that's transferred over from being a student athlete to life. There's a lot of things that we do as athletes that we don't even realize
Mhm.
that transfers over when we put the ball down.
Oh yeah, it take a psychopath to be working. Not a psychopath, bro.
No,
it take
say
a,
that.
But it take a man to be been working out forever. But we was as athletes, we were working out because we had
We had to.
perform.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Now it's like, okay, bro, you choosing to do this. You know what I'm saying? So what I took from the athletic field was the same word, being disciplined and showing up every day for myself. Gotta show up. And then got clients. I gotta show up for them too. You know what I mean? So just holding myself accountable and being where I'm supposed to be, on time.
management. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Telling you. But yeah, for sure, being disciplined and being where I'm supposed to be, when I'm supposed to be there, and understanding that time is precious.
It is
For sure.
very precious. Well, before we wrap up, what's next on the horizon? Where can we see, or where do you expect to be? Let's say it's
Ooh,
August.
God
A lot can
knows.
happen in a year.
God nosy. Nah, go ahead.
A lot can happen in a year.
6
You said
months. A lot can happen in 6 months if you sit your ass
dedication,
down.
discipline, all of that.
For sure.
So a year from today,
Mm-hmm.
what can we expect to see from Early Fitness,
So
Aaron Rashaad?
I think, and I put this on the board too, strength and conditioning certification.
We need that
Yeah, we need
because
that.
these kids ain't doing it.
Yeah, it's looking ugly out there.
Like,
Yeah.
it's awful.
Yeah.
It's like non-existent.
Yeah, it's time to start giving back to the athletes, bro, because honestly, the shit that I went through coming out of high school, and I'm just talking about the athletic part of it. I feel like I have the presence and the ability to create a different avenue so
You
that
do.
they won't go through the same thing I went through. And I honestly believe that.
It's a fact.
Right. And even down to the physical part of it. I played cornerback and I played defensive back in college and in high school, but in college for sure, that's what I was All-American for. I feel like it's time though. It's time to start teaching athletes at the high school level, at the college level too, but at the high school level, how to
And eventually
become,
professional. We're
Yeah.
going to speak that over you.
for sure. High school athletes, how to become college athletes while they're in high school. Mentally. You feel what I'm saying?
That's an untapped market right
Yeah,
there.
so when you get there and your coach telling you what's hook the curl. You know what hook the curl is. You got the flats, 2-man under. They know that already. Versus getting there and having to learn
to
it.
learn and adapt.
You
Because that's
already
a whole different.
Yeah, you 10 steps, 100 steps ahead of everybody.
And it's so needed. That's why we're here. That's why sport exposure is here.
For sure.
It's very needed. And from working in sports, playing in sports, we all see a lot of these situations, these stories, ESPN. We see it all. And which is why we are in a position to change the culture of sports right now. So with that being said, thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to toast to the end of a great episode.
Hey, shout out to K, man. Shout out to Sport Exposure. Shout out to the Hamptons. You know what I mean?
All of that.
Shout out to the
And we're going to toast to new beginnings for early fitness and sport exposure. Cheers.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Listen to this,